Hello and welcome back to Calradia at War, and we're currently in the smithy here, and as you can see I've just changed my character. Yeah, I had to re-roll. No, I'm obviously joking, but I had you go. Did I get you going right there? Did I fool you for a split second, for 0.1 second? No, probably not, right? Anyway, basically this is our new companion. I have been looking in all of the Vlandian towns for a companion that I think would be really fun to play with, and I think she is going to be really good. I've also noticed, by the way, the companions with the suffix "the black" do tend to have higher stats than most others, which is actually kind of cool, because that means that we might be able to look specifically for these kinds of companions, and then we can have like a, I don't know, covert commando squad or something like that, where they just literally will be following me around in battle or something like that, and they're all going to be eventually, maybe, if we can make it work, dressed in like really black armor or something along those lines. That could be really cool. But anyway, she's going to be leveling up smithing. As you can see right now, she has literally 0 in, well, she has 2 in smithing at the moment. So we are just going to be refining a couple of things. You can see here that she's going to gain a massive amount of skill points initially, but that is going to very, very quickly diminish. And basically the reason why I'm doing this is because she is going to be our smelter character, or shall we say our refining character. She's going to be our refining character, because at the moment, Old Man Byron doesn't have the ability to do that. He has a very limited selection of materials that he's going to be able to gain from smithing, because he has taken all of the other perks, the ones that actually give him a higher chance to, well, discover additional recipes and things like that. So that's obviously going to be very important there. But yes, otherwise I've been crafting some things, as you can see right here. Nothing really too dramatic, but just enough to be able to get her outfitted in some decent-ish gear. And I'm not talking about amazing stuff here by any means, but just enough to kind of give her a bit of a head start. And that's pretty much all I wanted to do. So what we're going to do a little bit here is I'm just going to refine some things, and then we're going to go over to her character sheet, because I'd like to show you what kind of stats she has. So as you can see, she's got roguery skill. Now, I'm not entirely sure if roguery is going to help us to gain more loot. It probably won't, because as you can see, it's the party leader's, increase here. But her smithing is obviously going to be the main thing that we are going to want to level with her. She also has a massive amount in bows. And as you can see, I already gave her a bow. Yeah, this is a really good bow, by the way. This literally cost me 37,000 gold. Yes, it cost me that much. And then her armor is pretty much just hand-me-downs from my character, so I basically just bought some slightly better stuff for me. Not amazingly better stuff, but just slightly better, for around 12,000. And then I gave her the ones, I gave her the armor that I was wearing previously. So that's basically how that went. Otherwise, she's also a scouter, which is pretty good. And she also has decent athletics. I didn't want her to be a cavalry user, because I personally find those kind of sort of hands-off. It's kind of a hands-off kind of style of leading, and I don't really like to do that with companions that we're intending to make into some kind of commando bodyguard-ish sort of unit. Anyway, efficient iron maker, that's what we're going to go for, because I currently have efficient charcoal maker. So we are going to go for efficient iron... Wait a minute. Not this guy. That's one of our caravans. Okay, efficient iron maker, steel maker, I believe. Yes, steel maker is what we'll go for, and then we're going to try and get steel maker 2, steel maker 3, and so on and so on and so on. And we're just going to try and make her into the smelting, smelting kind of character, refining character, because that's really going to make a huge difference. So let's go over to her once again. As you can see, she can now refine some steel here. That's going to get her so many more skill points. And we're now finally up at 75, which is also great, because then she'll be able to get steel smelting 3 or whatever it is, or something like that. So that's going to be super nice, because I've been struggling to try and unlock additional parts, because obviously without, Chaos's tweaks kind of helping me to unlock weapon parts, it's been a bit difficult. Someone actually mentioned that it might be an idea to buy a billhook from the merchant here, and I have done that. and I actually smelted it, and unfortunately that did not give me what I wanted. It did not give me the billhook head. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the marketplace and literally just buy one of them, basically. Just buy a billhook head. Actually, not a billhook head. Just buy a billhook, and then have that be my weapon for the foreseeable future, because it is really good. Those slashing polearms are really fun to use. And speaking of selling it, I'm also going to be selling Sentinel. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to sell Sentinel because I think I should probably give it to her, right? I actually wanted her to use a one-handed and a shield, but you can see here she has literally 0 in one-handed, so it's obviously going to be very difficult for her to level that up. However, if she uses a two-handed weapon, then that might be a little bit different. But bear in mind, this two-handed is very, very short, and it might be difficult for her to use it. But we'll see how it goes. I'm now spending another 12,000 there too. Otherwise, apart from that, I've been doing a bunch of tasks for the people of Vlandia, and there aren't any additional wars currently going on just yet, but no doubt there will be something coming up relatively soon. Alright, so we've actually entered a battle against the Brotherhood, or at least one of the vassals of the Brotherhood minor faction. They're currently at war against the Vlandians, hilariously enough. I am currently on an escort caravan mission, but I thought I would take a little bit of time out to see what's going on here, and see if I can maybe do something with them. Now, what I've done is I have actually split my infantry forces in two, as you can see right here. All of the pikemen, as you see right here, are in the 4th group, so whenever I press 4, I'm going to be selecting them, and I was actually hoping that I might be able to see some kind of, well, spear bracing. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case at the moment, so I'm not entirely sure. I know someone actually did mention that maybe spear bracing is not going to be that easy to implement, but yeah, I guess we might go into... Oh, wait, oh, shield wall? Shield wall makes them get their polearms out, but that is not causing them to spear brace at the moment. That is kind of disappointing, I've got to say. I was actually very much hoping to have that work for us, but yeah, I'm gonna have to refer back to your comment, because I think you actually said something rather detailed about spear bracing and having them be in different groups and so on and so forth. But that's exactly what I've done, and as you can see, it's not really not really working as maybe it should. I do have a lot of crossbowmen as well, by the way. Also, I have not changed my companion's group just yet, so I'm assuming she's running around with the infantry at the moment, which is obviously a mistake. So I'm very much hoping... Yeah, there she is. So I'm actually very much thankful that death is not enabled at the moment, because that would be kind of bad. I'm actually going to tell everyone to charge in right now, because the enemy is so far away that we really kind of need to be a bit faster. And here's my billhook, by the way. Yeah, I purchased this at Praven. It is very, very short, which is the only thing that I am kind of dreading at the moment, because this thing is going to be very difficult to utilize in a situation like this. It's going to be pretty difficult to get this thing actually hitting people without putting myself in rather bad positions. So yeah, as you can see, I'm taking damage, even though technically when you're having a slashing polearm, you really should not be in range of the enemy. So the billhook is a little bit too short for my liking, but hopefully we're going to be able to do something about that when we actually create our very own, or at the very least, if we come across someone else's, someone else's polearm or something like that. I mean, I could always do some thrusting, obviously, but thrusting generally is quite a bit more inefficient, in my opinion. It seems to be much less damaging than the slashing polearm, maybe just because I'm kind of bad at it. I mean, let's face it, I'm kind of bad at it. But you can see here, look at how damaging our pikemen are. You see our pikemen right now? Our pikemen are doing fantastic damage, and they are thrusting... Well, they're mostly thrusting users, which is kind of weird to me, because for me, I always think of pikemen as being... Oh, it's because they switch to their one-handed, don't they? I assume that's the reason. Yes, they are switching to their one-handed rather than using their polearms. Okay, that's actually interesting. That kind of makes me reevaluate what kind of unit is actually good now. Because if I think about using polearm, polearm units, I always think, oh, they're only going to be good against cavalry, right? And so I should probably level these guys up into sergeants, for example. I mean, these guys, let me actually just take a quick look. These guys also come equipped with a spear, so they are generally just as good at dealing with enemy cavalry as the pikemen would be. Because you can see here that the pikemen don't even come equipped with a shield. What? What is actually going on here? Why would I get a Vlandian pikeman if I could get a sergeant? The sergeant has a longer polearm than the pikeman. What? Wait a minute. Thrusting damage is 32, 232, actually 235 weapon length, and the pikeman has 222 weapon length and 43 thrusting damage. So the thrusting damage is a little bit better, but think about this. They have a shield. These Vlandian sergeants have a shield, and they also come equipped with a mace as well. Maybe it would be a better idea for us to go for Vlandian sergeants then. Yeah, that might make more sense. That actually might make more sense. Okay, well, I'm kind of like shocked. I'm kind of a bit speechless about that revelation, because I'm thinking to myself, what is going on there? Why are those units so, well, bad in comparison to the other unit that does everything better because they have a shield? Obviously, if they have a shield, they're going to be much more, well, much more likely to survive against archers. They're going to be much more likely to survive in general because they're going to be able to block against a variety of different attacks, and they're not going to have to be reliant on parrying in the exact right direction every single time. So I'm now in a situation where I think to myself, maybe I should start leveling things in a different direction. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Because here's the thing: these guys, right? These what is it? These pikemen. They don't have a shield, and yet the other guys do. That is really weird. That is super weird. I have no idea why that is the case. In every single aspect, sergeants are better, with the exception of the polearm that they wield having about 10 or so less damage, which is, in my opinion, a very negligible change. And that shouldn't really make any difference to whether we decide to go for it or not. But that's shocking. That's absolutely shocking. And that's also, by the way, the reason why My Little Warband is such a powerful mod. Because if you think about it, that mod basically makes every other troop tree in the game kind of inadequate in many respects. Because if you think about the Berserkers that we had in the previous series, the Berserker series, you think about them having 100, what was it, 100, was it 170? Was it 170 in every single skill? And you can take a look here. Wait a minute. Where's, no, not the Billman. The Vougiers, for example. They have 130 in all of these skills. So those guys, the Berserkers, are outdoing these fellows by 40 skill points. Oh, actually, yeah, by 40 skill points, yes. So that's insane in itself. That's really crazy. Okay, we might have to do something about that. We might have to see. That kind of makes me think maybe I should start leveling sergeants. Yeah, might be an idea. Okay, next time we see some footmen level up, there we go. Okay, we're going to try and switch tact now, because, as I say, if those sergeants indeed spawn with these spears every single time they go into a battle, which I think they will, because as you can see, there's only 3 choices for them, so it's more than likely that they will. And their armor is basically the same thing as well, if you can see here. So they have the visored helmet, and they have the white tabard over mail, and the pikemen, they have heavy mail hauberk, which is actually worse than what the sergeants are wearing, and they also have a worse helmet. Why would you go for the pikeman? There is no reason to go for the pikeman otherwise, right? It doesn't seem right to me. Huh. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's just do this. There we go. And they are going to upgrade to that. There we are. Okay, fantastic. So now we're going to start getting some sergeants. Because here's the thing. The reason why I looked at that is because someone in the comments actually said, why are you not leveling them up into sergeants? And I thought to myself, well, it's because they mostly use one-handed. I mean, that was my thought at the time when I read the comment. But now I'm thinking to myself, that person is a genius, because I had no idea that they actually used polearms. I thought to myself, oh, they're the heavy infantry solution, you know? They're the heavy infantry solution. They're the ones that use shields. They're the ones that are hard to kill, and they're more defensive, and they don't really use polearms in any way. So obviously, what is the point in me, you know, utilizing their services if I can't use polearms with them? And yeah, that doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, so that is, I don't know, that's super weird. Anyway, I'm going to be speccing another point into smithing, I suppose. I would like to go for more medicine, to be honest. Should I actually go for this? I mean, here's the thing. I've already gotten the increased vigor, by the way. So I have 8 in vigor now, which is really amazing. And we also obviously have 5 focus points in one-handed, charm, and polearms. We might want to go for some more trade, actually, because as you can see, the limit is getting a bit too close. So I'm actually going to go for trade, because I really do want to get everything as a price. And let's actually spec into social as well, so that's going to boost that up a little bit more too. I'd like to get everything as a price as fast as possible, if we can do that. Do I have some prisoners? Yes, I do. Okay, Caravan, would you mind just waiting a quick second? Thank you. Look at him. He's just running on like no one's business. Oh yeah, by the way, I've taken a look at the kingdom screen, and the diplomacy measures that are currently in place are not going to hold up for very much longer against the Battanians. Yes, the Battanians are going to be the ones that we will be attacking relatively soon. I could even bring the war declaration to everyone's attention if I wanted to do that. So maybe it would be an idea for us to go ahead and just go for it, because as it stands right now, we have no enemies to fight, but of course we are doing this quest, so maybe after this quest we'll go ahead and just propose the war declaration, if it does not happen already. The main reason why I don't want to do that right now is obviously because I'm running around with doing this quest, and this guy has to enter some Battanian towns, and it would be very dangerous for me to do so otherwise. How many does he have to go for? Okay, he just has to go to 1 more, and then we should be good. Okay, there he goes. Thankfully, he doesn't have to go too far, and we're just going to level up a couple more, take some more prisoners, thank you very much. And we're also probably going to be recruiting a couple more units as well, because I don't know whether you've noticed, but we've lost quite a few over the course of this task, and it would probably be a good idea to sort of top us up a little bit at least. And then we're going to be able to get some more sergeants and things like that. I'm sure someone in the comments is going to say to me, you know, X and X thing about this particular unit, and then you're going to say something that is a very good point about why sergeants are not as good as the pikemen or something like that for our purposes. But I don't know. I mean, we can obviously, you know, change around, and we can switch what we want to do with what kind of unit. But yeah, at the moment I think this seems pretty decent, what we've got going on here. Okay, so there you go. We've now completed this, which is really, really good. And the army of poachers. We probably want to do that real fast. There we go. This is going to be super easy, by the way. I've done one of these already. Can I get there before midnight passes? Yes, I can. Whew. That was close. That was really close. Okay, so yeah, this is perfect for my charm skill, so we're going to go for 81% chance to begin with, because I want to take the lower percentage chance first, and then we're going to go for 100% chance, and there you go. Done. Meaningful favors coming in mighty handy right there as well, which is really, really nice. And there you go. Easiest task ever, apart from in and out, the previous in and out that is. And he needs grain seeds. Hello there. How much do you need? 68. Do I have that? Do I have 68? Yep, I do. There you go. And now we just get some real quick relation, which is exactly what we want. Thank you very much. Okay, so I have 37... Actually, I have 6 days worth of food. Not 37 days. Okay, so let's just get some fish. And we're going to buy everything else as well. We're going to buy a whole bunch of other things because I'd like to level up my steward skill just a little bit. And we're going to get some grapes and some dates. And there we go. All right, that sounds pretty good to me. Okay, so let's go to my character screen real quick because we do have another perk to spend. So what do we have here? Marketplace, kiln, and aqueduct projects are built 30% faster. And you hire mercenaries from taverns for 20% cheaper. Okay. Right, okay. And also 15% lower wage for caravan guard troops. And the other one is not even implemented. Okay, we're going to take the 30% faster project because if we can finally get my castle to do something, then that would be nice. Oh yes, I should also mention, as we declare war against the Botanians, by the way, that, oh, the Western Empire also has a 100% chance. Okay, I think I'm probably just going to wait until Vlandia declares war then, or someone declares war on Vlandia, because I don't want to declare war and then one of the other factions to literally declare war as well, and then we're fighting on two fronts, and that's going to be an absolute mess. So I will just leave them to their own devices while I explain something real quick. It's going to take probably maximum 30 seconds. Anyway, the point is, what I wanted to say is that, as far as I am aware, when you are given a fief, you are automatically the governor of that fief without having to put someone as governor. But one of you that also mentioned this gave me a great idea, which obviously I've used in the past, but it's definitely something that I was actually considering too, which is to place a governor of the same culture in here. And I need a Botanian companion. I've been looking for them, but unfortunately I haven't found any just yet, so that's obviously a bit of a problem. Alright, I told you it was going to happen soon, and there we are. We only had to wait another 2 days or so, 2 in-game days, really not that big a deal. And we are now going to declare war. And we're going to spend the full 150 influence right there as well. That's going to give me more charm skill too, which is obviously fantastic, and a huge amount of relation as we do that. And I'm thinking, maybe we should join one of these factions. What does secession mean actually in comparison to abdication? I would assume passing it on to someone right there, but we'll see what's going on here. Yeah. Oh, look at that. We can actually create our own faction. Oh, now that's looking very, very alluring right there. I might do that. I might do that. Once we have a couple more people, I might decide to do that. Also, I think someone actually mentioned that companions, if you have a spare fief, can actually become their own clan, as far as I'm aware. I'm not entirely sure how that works. I'm actually going to speak to her real quick. I'd like to assign you a new role. Ah, okay, that's just that. Okay, yeah, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, I think that might be in the beta version at the moment of Bannerlord, where you are apparently, or maybe it's an upcoming change or something like that, but what you can basically do is if you have a companion and you have the requirements met, which are basically just flat gold value and flat influence value, and you have a fief that you are able to give them, then basically you can create their very own clan, and that clan is going to start at tier 2, and it's basically a way for you to create your own clans, which is actually fantastic in my opinion. I think that's super fun, and hopefully we're going to be able to see what's going on with that. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. We have one more perk to spend. I'm going to go for Parade because that's just overpowered. Don't change it though, please. Thank you, developers. Thank you all. Thank you all. It is absolutely fantastic. It's not overpowered at all. But yes, it is one of the best. Okay, yeah, we're going to need to run away from this, unfortunately. I really want to take this, but my engineering skill is just so awful. It really is just so incredibly awful. Do you think I can actually fight this guy? I mean, he has a lot of extra combat strength that we don't have, and I'm thinking maybe we could. Maybe we can fight him. I mean, my forces are not that bad. I mean, I do have 48 Vlandian pikemen, which is pretty good. I mean, I would say that's pretty good. Unfortunately, they are going at the bottom of the screen here. Oh yeah, I also need to change her into an archer, of course, because she is one of those. I'm going to change the pikemen back to 1 because it seems like we're not really going to be able to spear brace with them anyway at the moment. Ah, hello there. Ooh, perfect. This is absolutely perfect. This is going to give us a good opportunity to analyze exactly... Wait a minute, is she the leader? No, she's not. Okay, well, whatever the case, this is going to give us a good opportunity to assess the combat capabilities of our opponent, the Botanians. And we're then going to be able to see, because she has a relatively similar combat strength to our own, and it would probably be a good idea to find out whether we are going to be able to deal with anyone similar or stronger than us, shall we say. Okay, so this is obviously starting off kind of harsh. he says as he looks behind his shoulder, and it's just like, ah, yes, millions upon millions of cavalry chasing me. Yes, that sounds like a great thing. Nice. Take out that horse at least. Don't really want to take out the horse, obviously, but if that's the only thing I can kind of get going, then I guess that's just how it has to be. We're going to stand the crossbowmen apart, and we're going to tell the other guys to do their own thing. Cavalry do their own thing. And we will also tell the infantry to go into shield wall, so that if any... Whoa, that was a nice hit right there. But yeah, if any enemies decide with their horses to, you know, try to wade through them, then that's not going to work, and they're just going to get stopped by the overwhelming amount of polearms that they are going to face. And I mean, so far, we seem to be doing pretty nicely. You know, I'm actually not going to hesitate, and I'm going to say... I think our army composition is actually quite good, and that is through sheer luck that was happening. That was through sheer luck. I did not do anything in regards to that whatsoever. I did not determine what kind of units we were gaining from the villages and so on, and I'm actually going to tell my infantry to charge in now, because otherwise they're literally just going to stand there and get shot by the archers over and over again. And we are losing a couple of people, but that is to be expected, of course, as is the case with every single battle. You do have the opportunity to lose people, and, you know, that's just the way of things. Nice hit. Yes, and we knocked him off his mount. You know, all of these crowd control abilities that we have available to us, thanks to the thrusting polearm, I actually think are pretty powerful. And generally, as I said before, there was that other one, that was that other perk that I mentioned in the previous episode, that would have given us an even greater chance to knock people down with thrusting attacks, which really would have been amazing to take, but obviously you can't put all your eggs in one basket, I suppose, if you want to use that expression. Anyway, let's let her go, because you never know what's going to happen. And we're going to level up 26. Look at that, 26 of these guys. And we're also going to be taking a whole bunch of prisoners. Oh yeah, they actually changed horse armor recently. They changed horse armor in the version that I'm currently playing, which is 1.6.4. They changed horse armor so that this kind of horse armor would be a lot less effective. So if you, like, for example, I believe they changed the best horse armor in the game. I think it was from 132 horse armor, which I don't think I've ever seen that, to be honest. I think the highest horse armor I've ever seen was 76, but maybe that's just me. And apparently went from 132 down to 50. Yes, they nerfed it that hard. So horses are obviously going to be a lot less hardy at the highest levels, which I think is okay. I think that's fine to do that, because if horses are invulnerable to any kind of attack, then, well, what are you going to do? It's going to be very, very difficult to get enemy units off their mounts. I'm assuming this guy's going to try and attack Swenrin Castle. That's why I'm staying here. Is he? He's not. But we were able to beat that vassal relatively simply without too many difficulties, so I'm actually thinking that maybe we would be able to beat him. Oh, we could beat this guy, though. We could definitely beat this guy. 100% we can beat this guy, yes? Surely? But we're going to be... Yeah, we're going to be fighting in... Yeah, in the village, which I never really like doing. I don't like fighting in villages, to be honest. I think that fighting in villages is very, very difficult, especially for me. I always get killed here. I don't know why that is, but I always do. So let's just move on. I think, actually, by the way, I may have made a mistake with my oh no, actually no, I didn't. Never mind. Okay, I was actually going to mention something about her her bow skill, and that I may have given her a bow that is too powerful for her skill level. So in other words, she wouldn't have been able to use it, even if I wanted to. But then I remembered that she actually does have bow skill. I was actually thinking that she had 0, but she has 120 or something, so she should be able to do that, no problem at all. I just haven't seen her level up any of her skills at the moment. Ah, there we go. She actually leveled up her athletics just now. But I haven't seen her level up her bow skill at all, so I'm a little bit confused as to why that might be. I think we just need to level... Well, we just need to level her up, basically. We just need to level her up. We need to get her as many focus points as possible. And we need to focus on actually leveling her up a little bit as well. So that's why I'm thinking maybe it would be a good idea for her to use her one-handed weapon. Because if we give her a one-handed weapon, she's going to level up so fast. She really will level up really, really quickly. I've got to be super... Really? That was damaging. Okay, that was damaging. I'm going to survive there, though. I am going to survive. Thank you very much. That was very close. Anyone? Okay, there we go. And I've also increased my relation with the village leader, which is actually hilarious because he is indeed a Botanian, if you can believe it. There we are. Anyway, we gained some renown, we gained some influence, and I'm going to be probably letting this guy go, but I'm just going to take a quick... Yes, there we go. Okay, yes, we are going to be letting him go. And unfortunately, I can't take any of these prisoners. I would love to be able to take them. You know what? I'm going to get rid of some of the higher level prisoners, and then we'll just take the Botanian ones. Oh yes, Botanian champion. Thank you very much. Let's take some of these too. There we are. That is looking mighty fine. We have 2 more spaces to find. Let's see. This one. Any rank 3? This guy. There we go. All right. Yep, that should be fine. And ooh, look at that. We've got some more horse armor. Yep, let's actually wear that, shall we? That might make sense, wouldn't it? And what about this? No. No, we don't want that either. Oh, that might actually be better for her, though. This is better for her. Yes, there we go. And yeah, so as you can see, she's currently using Sentinel at the moment. It might be an idea to actually just give her the one-handed weapon, because if she uses the one-handed weapon and levels it up super fast, then we are going to have an even greater chance at leveling her up in a speedy manner, rather than being, you know, consistently at the same level over and over again, because her two-handed skill is just taking way too long to level up. You know what I mean? So hopefully we'll be able to get some focus points, and then we can put that in bows or something along those lines. Anyway, we have actually gained a focus point, if you can believe it. Alright, your couch lance attacks deal triple damage against shields. I was actually talking about this in a previous episode. I was actually saying that it should have a crush, you know, crush mechanic when you couch lance. But obviously couching and it dealing triple damage against shields, I think this is, yeah, this definitely should be the case. However, I think it should be a base mechanic. I think it should just do so much damage, dependent on how fast you're running at the time on your horse. Anyway, cavalry troops, no, I don't want that. Yeah, this is fantastic. Increases your defense against mount charge damage, and also infantry troops in the formation you're leading have their defense against mount charge. Yeah, that's good. That's much better. That is what we're going to be going for. And I'm thinking we're going to level up engineering, because we're most likely going to be performing some kind of siege. It is just a matter of when, and I actually realized that my steward skill is completely useless. So me buying that variety of food didn't make any difference whatsoever, which kind of makes me sad, but oh well, never mind. Let's level up engineering for the moment, and I think that is probably going to be it for this episode, but we are now at war against the Botanians, and we're going to see where we go next. So, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.